So joining us now, Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy. Great to see you, Senator. Thank you for being with us. We're about 40 minutes away from this news conference getting underway, and there's a lot of issues on the president's plate. But you heard what we're likely to hear at the beginning here, and that is that this has been the biggest year for job growth. Jen Psaki has cited that quite a bit, and we expect that the president will try to, put some wins on the board at the top of this to impress that upon people.
The American people may be poorer under President Biden's administration, but they're not stupid. They see, Martha, what you and I see. A fair assessment of the Biden administration after 1 year is that it runs a tight shipwreck. I mean, let me count the ways. This administration has mismanaged COVID, it's mismanaged Congress, it's mismanaged the border, it's mismanaged inflation, it's mismanaged securing our streets, it's mismanaged foreign policy, including but not limited to Afghanistan. And just last week, the president traveled to Georgia to participate in racial demagoguery. I mean, how many roads must a man walk down before he knows he is lost? In terms of the economy, the figure that the president needs to be looking at is not unemployment, but the labor force participation rate. And that is how many of our people in America who can work are working. Yeah. Let me say a word about inflation. We're experiencing both cost push and demand pull inflation. It's a direct result of President Biden's policies. He tries to blame inflation on everything but what it is, his own policies. He's blaming it on corporate greed, was his latest scenario. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised next if he says inflation originated in a bat. You know, it's not my fault, it originated in a bat. And we all know the cause of inflation, and he needs to do something about it.
You have 10 million unfilled jobs in this country. You just touched on this a moment ago. What would you like to hear from the president in terms of inspiring Americans to get back to work and to fill that labor participation number and get it to be much, much higher?
We're not going to get people back to work until two things happen. Number one, the president's got to get control of COVID. This administration has done an abysmal job in terms of testing. They've done an abysmal job in terms of therapeutics, and they've done an abysmal job of telling people the truth. The CDC stands for the Center for Disease Confusion, and Dr. Fauci has lost all credibility. They're also not going to be able to solve this economic problem until they stop spending billions, trillions of dollars to pay people not to work. Those who can work should work. Welfare for the able-bodied should be temporary. And we're not going to get the labor force participation rate back as long as and we're not going to get inflation down as long as this president keeps shoveling billions and billions of dollars out there that we don't have. It's just that simple.
It's so interesting. Just on your last comment, it reminds me of President Clinton after he got a drubbing in the midterms, came forward to the American people and said that basically welfare as we know it is ending, and that he wanted to create a program where people, a welfare to work program to really reform entitlements in this country. We're a long, long way from that message. I wonder if there's any sort of similar resonance coming, if there is a wake-up call in the midterms or maybe before. Senator, I want to thank you very much for making time for us today. It's always good to see you, sir.
Thanks, Martha.